Yep.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God, because then we would have gotten something
happen.
like Godzilla Raids Again.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that the movie is not only rehashing what the first movie did, but it expands upon some aspects of it, and it only makes it feel more convoluted.
Yeah.
Like, they bring in, for example, they bring in, like, actual firebombing.
Yeah.
Like, they really bring it up, like, not subtly at all. Like, just how,
yeah, you see, like, in a Godzilla film, I hate that when they smack it in your face. Like, I know in my film, I do sort of do that on one aspect of it, and that is how history repeats itself.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just more of like a restatement of the theme. Like, the fact is that they pretty much not only brought up Hiroshima, like, they bring it up in a conversation.
They do.
Specifically.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so stupid.
Yeah,
because
it is.
I almost think that in some cases, Godzilla kind of replaced that in that continuity.
Right.
Like, almost like he was that. But, again, that's not my point. My point is that it rehashes what the first movie said and did it worse.
Yes.
The only good thing about it is the cinematography. It's really good.
It is really well shot.
It is. And
like, my favorite scene is when Godzilla and Anguirus are, or however you pronounce it, are circling each other around the pagoda.
Oh, it's hilarious because they do that in King Kong vs. Godzilla too.
Yeah.
Okay, so Raids Again, it's bad, but I think it's bad because it rehashes everything that the first movie said, and the problem is that it's a direct sequel.
And it was quickly made. It's kind of like Son of Kong.
Oh, I was just going to bring that up, yeah. But I think Son of Kong's better than this.
Son of Kong is better because I love Carl Denham.
Yeah, and I explained why in ZMMR, because
I watched that one too. And
what's done with Denham is brilliant in
honestly,
that.
when I watched your Son of Kong review, I was like, you son of a bitch, you stole exactly what I was going to say in my review.
Yeah, Denham's arc over 2 movies is brilliant in that.
Yeah, well, enough about Denham.
Yeah,
so,
well...
Is that what you were going to say about Raids Again?
Yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to say. It's just rehash.
I need you to plug your ears for this, and please don't kill yourself.
My knives are ready.
My number 2 was Godzilla Final Wars.
That's okay. I understand why.
I was so let down. I was like, oh. I was sitting in there. The first time I watched it, I was sick. The reason why I just popped it in was because I hadn't watched it yet, and it hadn't been open from Christmas, and I was like, oh, I forgot I had this. And so I popped in, I'm like, yeah, okay, this looks pretty cool. What the fuck? That's not Godzilla. I'm sorry, like, the entire time I was just like, oh.
My problem with it is that it's not a Godzilla story.
The only thing I liked about it was Gigan.
Oh, Gigan was awesome.
Gigan, I loved it how they played in that cyborg aspect.
Yep, yeah, and I brought this up in my chat with Gorzard too, because that's why that design is better than the 72. The 72 design, because it makes Gigan less of a space monster and more of a cyborg.
Yeah. Now, you see, if I was to design a Gigan, which I won't, but I would have the body from the 72 version, but I'd have the, like, chainsaw arms from Raids Again.
Really?
I mean, from Final Wars.
See, that's my least favorite part of that movie is when he puts the chainsaws on, because it looks really awesome, but it makes less sense.
And Mothra sucked.
Well, Mothra was in 2 minutes of it.
It was almost like Varan from Destroy All Monsters.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, hey, and then he flies up, and then he's gone.
Also, I despised the part, I just despised her, connecting her and Gigan's origins. Despised it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gigan should not have been the main... Gigan should not have been that kind of villain. It should have been Ghidorah.
It should have. Like, actually, I'm going to be completely honest, when I first watched it, I didn't think it was Ghidorah until later, when I saw, like, an outside picture of what... They called it on the back of the DVD, if you look at it, they call it Monster X-Zero.
No, they call it Monster X2.
X2, yeah, sorry, X2. And so when I looked at it from an excerpt on Google, I was like, holy shit, that is King Ghidorah.
Yeah, I mean...
Honestly,
well, really,
if I was
really even in the... Sorry, go on.
If I was to pick a design for King Ghidorah to fight Godzilla for the last one, I would pick the Kaiser Ghidorah from Rebirth of Mothra 3, because I hate that movie, but Ghidorah looks so badass in that movie.
And I haven't seen that movie.
Just type up Kaiser Ghidorah.
I've seen Rebirth of Mothra 1, but I've never seen the other two.
Just type up Kaiser Ghidorah and you'll know why I want that one.
I can't do it now because it's going to log me out of Skype, but...
Yeah, but it is so badass.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is my number 2. I've already said it earlier. I just was so let down from it. I thought the story was bullshit. Gigan was awesome. The end fight was pretty entertaining. And
Will you at least agree with me that Godzilla himself is badass in it?
Okay.
That he goes around butchering all the other monsters. It's awesome. I will say that,
even though I don't really like the design, he was pretty badass. And what I like, the one thing that I did like about it was that the ending to Final Wars is shadowing the ending to Terra Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
How the humans are fighting at the same time as the monsters in both versions.
Yeah.
I just thought that was kind of an interesting nod to it.
Yeah. Also, again, I love the soundtrack, and the end credits score is one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. Dun, dun, sorry.
Yeah.
I love that theme. It's
I like
amazing.
the opening title music better.
Well, that's because it's a play on the original Godzilla theme.
Yep.
It starts out like really fast and techno, and then it becomes something else entirely. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Alright, so I have the really obvious number 1, and you're probably going to have the same. And I think we both can agree that what the worst Godzilla movie ever made is.
Is it Godzilla's Revenge?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Even when I watched that when I was a kid, I was like, Godzilla's son is not supposed to talk.
No, the movie's not a Godzilla movie. It's a morality play with Godzilla thrown in, and the morals are bullshit.
Yes. Even Gabara. I love Gabara's roar, to be honest, which actually Gabara's roar was a prototype for Titanosaurus.
I knew that, and it was never confirmed for me, but I always figured that.
Yeah. But I just thought the monsters were bullshit, the stock footage was pointless.
Oh, God. And you know what? The movie is just... It's so cynical because it's trying to be a pro stick up for yourself message,
yep.
But it's pretty much saying, okay, kids, if you get kidnapped, fight your kidnappers, risking your death, and the cops won't do shit to help you.
Now, you see, if you're a film director watching this, the moral of the story would be, hey, if you don't have a large budget, use tons of stock footage.
Yeah, and if you end your franchise and you're getting paid to do another movie, this is what you should do.
Actually, I'm going to take Varan off of Ishiro Honda's weakest film and say it's this. Ishiro Honda, I was like, what the fuck? Were you high?
Probably. This was the 70s. This was the beginning of the 70s.
This was the 70s, yeah. Even the Japanese version is bad.
Well, I mean, they're really no different.
No different. But the soundtracks are different, but they are no different.
Well, the thing is that they recycle a lot from older Godzilla movies with the soundtrack in the American version.
Yeah. It's just so bad.
And Minya was always terrible, but he's awful in this. He's just a pussy.
He is. And that fat little son of a bitch kid.
Oh.
I just wanted to strangle that son.
The shortest shorts I've ever seen. It's like a thong.
That was even shorter than the kid on Godzilla vs. Hedorah.
It was shorter than the kids in Gamera.
That is not possible.
It is now.
That is not possible.
Oh. Godzilla proved that its kids could be worse than the kids in Gamera.
Maybe that was its allegory.
What?
Maybe that was his metaphor or allegory.
Oh,
that it is possible for some kid to be more annoying than the ones in the stupid Gamera movies.
It's his whole allegory. We can make something worse than Gamera if you want that.
Yeah, which is one reason why I like Gamera versus Barugan or War of the Monsters so much, is because there ain't an annoying little there isn't an annoying little brat in it.
And it entirely pisses me off because everything with kids in monster movies is entirely marketing. Yeah. Because kids love giant monster movies. It's a studied fact. But they hate the ones with little kids in it.
Yeah. And one of the reasons why I do like Godzilla vs. Hedorah is, yes, I could see that they did that in that movie, but I cared for the kid.
But the kid barely had any dialogue.
Yeah, but it was strange because I felt myself caring for the kid.
because he loved Godzilla.
Yeah, well, anybody who loves Godzilla.
That's the one way that I connected with him, because he loved Godzilla.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I think we can pretty much agree that Godzilla's Revenge is shit. And
so shit.
That it's not only a bad Godzilla movie, it's a bad movie. It's lazy, it's cheap, it's a horrible way to pick up a franchise that had ended.
Yeah.
And the later Showa series that followed it pissed away the continuity.
Uh-huh.
Because Destroy All Monsters took place in the 90s.
Uh-huh.
And I don't find it plausible that Godzilla wouldn't have his son with him before what happened in Destroy All Monsters. Because after Godzilla's Revenge, the son never shows up again.
Yeah, and Minla looks like shit.
He looks
like Pillsbury fucking doughboy.
Also, the mouth looks like it's like some guy under the costume pulling down.
Godzilla says I should fight my own battles, you know.
Oh god, that was perfect.
I was just sitting there, I was like, did he really just say that?
Dude, you just scared me because I thought that was like an actual recording.
Oh yeah, I was recording. I have it on my cell phone. I just have it as my ringtone. Oh, Jesus.
Godzilla says I should fight my own battles, you know.
It is so bad.
I know, it's terrible.
I will skip this movie when showing it to my kids. I will skip this movie.
I just showed them all to my little brother recently, and I skipped that. I went right to Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, you see, I'm lucky, or actually no, I should say I am unlucky to be an only child, because being an only child, I have nobody to share the humiliation with whenever watching a stupid movie like this.
That's true.
I'm like, my idea for it was, okay, I had to sit through this piece of shit for 2 hours. You need to sit through this piece of shit for 2 hours. Like, I've already decided that how I'm going to die is I'm going to do nothing but watch horrible Roger Corman movies and Godzilla's Revenge.
Well, yeah, you'll watch The Terror, Octoman.
Oh, God. They're so bad. They are so bad. The only thing good I think Roger Corman did was the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, but that's...
Well, also his Edgar Allan Poe movies.
Oh, I forgot that he made those.
Yeah, those were good.
I love Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah. He did a good job with those. Yeah. I mean, admittedly, Boris Karloff carried The Raven.
Boris Karloff is my all-time favorite Universal actor.
No, yeah, see, mine's Lon Chaney Jr.
Really?
Yeah, I love Lon Chaney Jr.
Well,
and I know everyone says he plays the same character in every movie, but I've never seen him in anything outside of the Wolfman. And the Wolfman's one of my favorite movie characters of all time.
I think we need to have a conversation about Universal movies now.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, I think we've said
to the Halloween aspect too, because it is October.
Yeah. This is another thing we need to discuss.
Yeah.
So anything else you need to say about Godzilla's Revenge? I mean, it's a piece of shit.
I have nothing. It's just a piece of shit, plain and simple.
Oh, also the title is a complete lie.
It was
Who did he get revenge on?
It was a complete
I guess he got revenge on Gamma.
Even the Japanese title, which is All Monsters Attack or something like that.
Makes no sense.
It's a lie.
Yeah, it is. It's a complete lie. There's not even one scene that takes place in a city that isn't stock footage.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Because granted, in the opening credits, they show stock footage from Destroy All Monsters when Godzilla destroys New York. That's it.
And what I found funny was, if you watch the trailers, it's the opening credits.
It is. It is. It really is. It is.
It's like, oh, well,
because you know those classic media VHS tapes of the Godzilla movies, they play all those trailers at the end?
Yeah.
Of the movie, and that was one of them, and I'm like, that's the opening credits.
That's the opening credits, and that's it.
That's the only reason I'll watch Godzilla's Revenge now on VHS, is because it has all those trailers at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I have so much nostalgia for them.
Right. Old trailers are awesome.
Oh yeah. Especially when you see them in sequence.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think we've covered everything.
Yeah, we've covered everything. So, yeah, this is Adam Noyes from Chopper Pilot 5.
This is Zazubaar, a.k.a. Billy Worcester.
I'll definitely have to put a URL to your account down there, even though probably it'd be your people looking for me.
I'll definitely definitely I'll spread the word about you, bro, because you're awesome.
Thanks, man. I've definitely enjoyed this wonderful conversation.
Oh, it's been great, bro.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's it.
All right, cool.